Welcome, everybody, to Guns 101, brought to you by the Self Defense Radio Network, SDRN.us. I'm Amanda Suffolk from Eye on the Target Radio, and with me today is Paul Lathrop. You'll see him there behind the mic. Rob Morris from, well, let me go back to Paul. Man, I'm screwing this intro up. Paul Lathrop is from the Polite Society podcast, and you'll hear those tones every time. Then there's Rob Morris from the Self Defense Gun Stories. He's also on the Self Defense Radio Network. And then we have Charlie Cook from Riding Shotgun with Charlie. So today we are going to talk, and Rob Morris is going to lead this off, coming out as a gun owner. Rob?
Right. Coming out that you own a gun and a phone, and you want help using both. These are unusual times. Lots of people went, oh, I don't know what to do people emptied the store shelves. Would they loot a store? Would there be violence in the street? I want to protect myself and my family. Great thoughts. How do you make it real? You'll pretty soon figure out that a firearm does not brand you a police officer. It does not give you a cape and a set of funny looking tights. You're not a superhero. So you need help in a big way. If something happens in your house, you want to be the first person to call the police. We have a formal name for that. The person that calls the police, they're the victim. The other person who didn't call the police first is the perpetrator. You want to win that urgent race on the phone. Hi, I need help. I have to put down the phone now and solve a problem that a phone won't solve. You still there? Good. Hurry up. And bring an EMT. So, you want to do that conversation better? You want to do that self-defense better? You need to talk to your family. Yes. Honey, we have this self-defense tool. And, there are lots of families where mom wants to defend the kids. She goes, I'm getting a gun to defend the kids. You can go fight Godzilla on the front porch, but I'm going to be back here with a firearm to defend the kids. You still want to have this conversation. When things get bad, it's really nice to have a gun in one hand and not have a phone in the other. Here, please, you take whichever one you feel better at using and use a partner to make the phone call. Maybe you're the person making the phone call. There's something to be said for that. You defend the kids, I'll be on the phone. Awesome. The other thing, if there are kids involved, you're going to keep your firearm secure from your children, but accessible to the other adults who are responsible to defend the kids, because this lockdown will end and you won't be there all the time. Secure storage, we've talked about that in other of these episodes, but you have to have the conversation with your kids. We now have a gun in the house. I'll show it to you. When it's dirty, you can help me clean it. You can touch it when I'm there, just ask, but you can't touch it when I'm not there. You can't talk about it with your friends. Oh, we have a new TV. You can tell them that. You can't tell them we have a gun. And you can't say, hey, do you know what my dad hid in the closet? No, doesn't work. So you need to have that conversation about things that are public, the new TV, and things that are private, the firearms and where you keep them. Amanda, what do you tell your students to do? Paul, Charlie?
Well, I'm going to say, the big thing, I think, once you make a decision to get a gun, you might not have noticed, but I'm a girl. So when you're talking to your other girlfriends, that's a big out when you're like sitting around, we're having dinner, we're having a drink, and it's like, you know what? I made a decision. I decided that I'm going to get a gun. And then I decided that I'm going to get some classroom training and I'm going to be educated on. That's a big secret that you're rolling out. And some people are not going to look at you the same way afterwards. Charlie, what about you? Oh, Paul.
I want to add in real quick. This is not a you need to have the conversation with everybody that lives inside your house. You do not need to have that conversation with anybody who doesn't. The coming out as a gun owner is entirely up to you, to anybody except the people that live inside your house. Everybody else is, man, concealed is concealed. If they don't see it, they don't know about it. Charlie, what do you think, man?
I had a suitcase stolen from me at the Providence airport in 2007. I had 2 gun safes in there with a total of 4 handguns. The short story is I did get all my guns back. The gentleman that stole my guns did go to jail for 10 years. But I was really worked up when all this happened. I called the police. I called the police in Chicago, the police in Providence. I called the airlines. I called the FBI stolen hotlines. I did all of the necessary things to let the appropriate people know that my guns were stolen. I even called all the TV stations in Chicago and in Boston, and I ended up on TV with one of the local news guys, and we got together and did a story about this. That weekend, I went to a social gathering, and I'm just hanging out, talking with some of the other parents, and a gentleman comes up to me. He says, "So, are you in law enforcement?" And I'm like, "No. Why would you think that?" He says, "I heard you had a number of weapons that were stolen." I'm like, "Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not a cop. I'm just a guy that likes to go shooting."
So
How was it received?
you outed yourself. Again, how was it received? Yeah.
And I think the guy was a little shocked, but that's okay. It's not his business. It's not his decision. I'm at this point in my life where I want to do what makes me happy and what I want to do, and I want you to do what makes you happy and what you want to do. And I don't want to stop you from doing what you want to do, and I don't want you to stop me from doing what I want to do.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been in a lot of conversations where people are talking about stuff that's gun related, and I'm just like, zip it. I'm just gonna be mum in the corner as they're going on to whether they think people ought to have guns or not have guns or concealed carry or, whatever that was, and you just go, okay, yeah, yep. It's as
They
Rob
don't
said,
need to know.
No, they don't need to know, and they don't need to know that when they're talking about, oh my goodness, more people are going to have guns, that I'm standing 4 feet, 5 feet, well now it's 6 feet away from them with a gun hidden somewhere on my person, right? That's it.
Yeah.
So now some of my closest friends come in, and it's almost a contest to guess where. And so,
Yeah. What do you guys say to someone who says, "I know you're a gun person. Do you carry? And are you carrying?"
My standard answer to that, the same thing they ask, what do you carry? I go, there's some things we don't talk about. Concealed is concealed.
Yeah.
I ask them how much money's in their 401k.
Oh, good one.
Because
I
then they
like
go,
that.
like, that's socially unacceptable. And I'm like,
Yes, it is.
so it changes the topic completely without me being really sarcastic, and then they move to something else.
Let's talk about the dip in the bowl over there. Right. Okay, good.
Exactly.
I think I saw someone double dip.
In the bowl over there. Right.
Right.
Okay, Amanda.
Okay. Well, I think we've wrapped up coming out as a gun owner. So, as Rob Morris says, it is your secret, and you don't have to tell anybody who doesn't live in your household. So, stay tuned to these videos. Learn more about guns and gun safety. Guns 101, brought to you by the Self Defense Radio Network.